WWEGearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
Hey, this is H.C. Loke. You're checking out the All Bets Are Off podcast with Robby Vegas.
What's up, rock soldiers, and welcome back to the All Bets Are Off podcast. I'm your host, as always, the rock star Robby Vegas, and as you saw from the title of the show, we are doing the 25 best theme songs of all time in wrestling, more specifically in WWE, and what perfect way to kick off WrestleMania season. And I'm going to kind of go around the room and let our guests introduce themselves. I said guests with an S, so why don't you guys get started?
Well, seeing as today is my birthday and I'm here on that fact alone, we'll go with that. What's up, guys? Adam here.
And you haven't been on since...
I haven't been on in a while, since the last...
new metal.
The new metal breakdown, yeah. It's been a bit.
So did you like your cupcake?
I loved my cupcake.
Were you surprised?
It was a pleasant surprise for my birthday, I think. I got the little stick here, too. So.
And this whole episode, this whole thing was your idea.
I'll take credit for it, yeah.
You came in with the list.
It's your podcast, but, I like to make some contributions every now and a while, every now and again.
So you found this on 137pm.com. I don't know what that is, but it says it was made in June of 2020, so it's less than a year old.
Never heard of it. Thought it was most recent. Yeah. Look, I like the list, so here we are.
And if we keep going around the room, a guy whose birthday was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, baby, I'm back. I am 21 now.
Look how loud he is.
Can you believe
the spike on the screen?
Well,
This guy, we can't take him anywhere.
Well, how does it feel to be 21 sitting next to your father, Adam?
I mean, I do have the better beard at the moment.
Oh, yeah, Daddy.
It seems like I've heard that before. It seems like every time Adam's on this podcast, I have the better beard. And
listen, we both have really great beards. Okay, mine's just starting to come in to season.
We both have better beards than superfan Mike Burns.
We also
President of the fan club.
The president of the fan club, Mike Burns.
Also, our host is really kind of lacking in the beard department.
Yeah. I need to give a quick shout out before we go on to a friend of the show, Chris Jericho.
Hey, what's up, Chris Jericho, friend of the show?
Hey, Chris Jericho, nice to see you again.
Friend of the show, Chris Jericho. Yeah. Thank you again for another fruit basket and some more bubbly.
Oh, love the bubbly today.
And we watched the pay-per-view. It was great.
So, guys.
You guys ready for him to, message you on social media?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, guys.
I'll take him on.
I'll
interview him.
Come on. It's coming. I swear it's coming.
Guys, before we go on, though, I have to let everybody know about our sponsor. So for the third week in a row, we are sponsored by Away Travel. And quite simply, Away makes everything you need for a trip away. Away started with the perfect suitcase, then built from there, creating a range of travel standards developed from the travel stories of friends and seatmates. The pieces aren't smart, they're thoughtful, with features that solve real travel problems. To give the whole world access to better travel standards, Away took the direct-to-consumer approach to lower prices, and the quality is guaranteed. Your Away suitcase will be with you for life. We are teaming up with Away and Podgo to give you the best deal on premium luggage by going to podgo.co/away. That's podgo.co/away. Away Travel, here to make your journey seamless. And that's pretty fitting because we're talking about music and wrestling. And they both need to travel constantly.
This is true.
See how I tied that on?
I was waiting.
There it is. There it is.
I was going to say,
tied in.
I'm trying to travel to WrestleMania. If I can get a ticket.
I mean, it's good.
I'm traveling next weekend. Okay. Actually, this coming weekend.
If you guys go and support our sponsor, you will save on your travel needs.
You could go to the sponsor to go meet country music superstar Eric Van Houten.
You could.
That's my plan.
Shout out to friend of the show, country music superstar Eric Van Houten.
Super close friend of the show.
Very close
alum of the show.
Been on here one time.
Then I get Tyler Hilton on the show, and he says, "Oh, you know Eric Van Houten?" And I'm like, "Of course I do."
I think Chris Jericho knows Eric Van Houten too.
I think he does.
That's what I heard.
I think he does.
Robbie would
both friends of the show, by the way.
Yeah. Robbie would end the podcast if that was true.
At this point, we have a lot of friends of the show.
Yeah,
that's right.
We've had a lot of alum.
We had a lot of people on.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So we're going to kickstart. Here's the kicker for this, though.
I like the kicker.
Chazz doesn't know any of these.
I don't know anything.
We didn't show him. We didn't show him the list. He thinks he's so good that he can hear the music and guess who it is?
I don't think that was ever what we discussed.
This is exactly what we discussed.
nothing
This
that we
was all
discussed.
Chazz. He was like, I don't want you to show me.
We're going to see his immediate reactions when he hears them, and we're going to do a little different. We're not going to rank the 15 that we do today at the end. We're just going to each pick our favorite, and then we'll do the 10 on the next episode of the theme song. So there's 25 total. So do you guys want to get started?
I'm ready.
Rock and roll.
All right.
Chazz, are you ready? You're the one. You're the trivia guy.
I have never said I will know everyone, but
We didn't say he was know everyone. He just thinks he's that good that he thinks he would know everyone.
I guess we'll see.
All right. I'm going to play the first one. This is number 25.
Number 25.
Again, these are not our rankings. We found these on a website. Here we go. Number 25.
There's got to be a hook.
It's coming up.
I'm out. Oh my god.
There it is.
Well, of course I would have got it then,
Sure.
but I didn't know it off the get-go.
Okay.
Well, for everybody listening, that's Demolition.
Yes.
And man, this is a
good song.
throwback. This is good.
This is a good song. This is from the era of Jim Johnson and Jimmy Hart.
Yes, it is.
And that's like the good era. Like right now, like every song, back in my day, it was better. The music today, but now the music today is just
Back
sounds
in the
like,
day, which was a Wednesday.
now the music sounds like any decently metalcore band
yeah,
writes a song and they give it to a bearded wrestler.
for sure.
That's what it sounds like.
Well, everything was custom then. You didn't have like real bands doing the guy's songs. It was made specifically is what I tried to say. Have 3 sips of a beer here. And they wrote
This is your host, by the way.
they wrote him for the gimmick. And that was when this song came out.
Yeah, and that's a great song. As soon as I knew it, but I couldn't think of it. Of course, the lyrics gave it away. But back then, it was cool to like the influence of heavy metal music. You know, because if you ever looked at Jim Johnson, he was the music god of WWE at that point. Certainly not a heavy metal guy.
No, not at all.
He's just this nerdy music guy, and he played well with the characters, whether it was Demolition or Ultimate Warrior's theme. Like good metal songs that we could probably pick up on the guitar and play in 2 seconds.
Right, exactly.
Right? But then they did fit the characters, and I like the song, and it was a badass song to fit those characters because I can just envision them just walking out with their burly chests and just their sex dungeon clothing and just walking down.
Could we be Demolition? We could be Demolition.
We could probably be Demolition.
I think we could pull off Demolition.
Yeah.
I did a show with Demolition a few years ago.
You did.
They're
You
fucking
had a
awesome.
match with them, right?
No, I did not wrestle them. I wrestled
okay.
the Powers of Pain, but
Oh, that's
Demolition.
what it was.
Demolition. I was just on a show.
Sorry. Wrong
They
show.
were good. Wrong show.
No, Powers of Pain was other Demolition.
Yeah. Well,
Right,
for a
right.
while, that's what everybody was comparing them to. Yeah.
That's exactly what they were. Sorry, I dominated that. Get it? Because of the sex. Never mind. Hey-o.
So as you guys will figure out,
As we're looking at baby pictures of Adam.
oh, son of a bitch. As you guys will figure out,
Post that. please.
these two are the wrestling geniuses.
Oh, I'll take it.
I'm just here to so I don't get fined.
I'm the McMahon. He's the Russo.
I'm going to ask you guys this though. Starting off this list, number 25. How do you guys feel about that being at 25?
I think it caught me by surprise, so I like it.
No problems. I just did not expect to hear that.
Should it be higher or should it be not on the list?
I don't know. I guess it depends on where we go from here. My
True.
mind automatically.
True, this is only the first one. I get it.
Yeah, my mind automatically, when I think of theme songs, my brain has been, programmed to think of Attitude Era.
Oh, okay.
So that's where my mind immediately
I kind of agree with that, and that was my thought going into this as well. Is how much do I remember from
Yeah.
that era?
Yeah.
Being the outsider here.
Was that an NWO joke?
Was that a stained?
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that later.
Are you still on
I
the
think.
the new metal?
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
Well,
I said.
I think at this point, that was a pretty good segue for this.
Ha! Doing the gesture.
We all are, just so everybody knows. We're fists in the air.
Fist in
That's
the
right.
air. Adam, Mr. Outsider. Can you name the members?
Okay, The Rock at one point, right? I think.
Yes.
Yep.
Was this Farouk?
Yep.
No. I'm impressed already.
Okay, that's 2 out of 4 or 3.
We'll go with the 4 original ones.
4
That's
original?
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, go with the
I'm
4
not going to
original.
lie, I don't know the other 2, but I got Farouk and
Okay.
wait.
Well, obviously
Yeah.
Clarence Mason.
Well,
Okay.
He
I know,
was
I
just
know.
the legal representative.
So D'Lo Brown,
D'Lo Brown.
Oh, that's
and
right. Okay.
comma,
Comma.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And then eventually, was Crush in there? Eventually?
Crush was, yes.
Crush was
one of the...
white guy.
until Owen Hart.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Owen Hart was in it, so he's a token Canadian.
Right. Right. I think it's cool that this one's on the list.
Yeah, it's a cool song, and it's like... And again, it fits. This is more Attitude. This is like that middle era. In between the Attitude era a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's still corny Jim Johnson-y.
Because it was the New Generation meets the
Yeah.
Attitude Era. It was just coming into that.
It's got that Jim Johnson corniness to it.
Yeah.
Too, still. Jim Johnson's going to be the star of this show.
Absolutely.
He's gotta
We're
be.
going to talk about him and Jimmy Hart a little bit.
A little bit.
I think in the last list that I looked at, he was a lot of these
Yeah, he was.
entrance music.
Yeah, he was the...
Remember that name a lot.
The early era, the early era, a lot of the music was Jimmy Hart. And then Jim Johnson and Jimmy Hart was like the end of the Hogan's run. But from like 93 to probably 2002, it was basically just Jim Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's like the biggest era of wrestling. So
I think it's cool that this one's on. It brings back a lot of memories from the Attitude Era.
It definitely does. I remember going to my first show at, I want to say it was, oh man, might have been HSBC Arena if I go back that far.
It wasn't the Marine Midland?
Oh, actually, it was late 90s. Oh man, Marine Midland. Yeah, it actually might have been my first show, and I remember Nation of Domination coming out with The Rock and all them, and yeah.
I love
that was
the Nation.
one of my first shows ever.
the Nation was sweet. It was a good vehicle to like launch Farouk into a star, but it happened to launch somebody else into a star.
Who?
Kama.
Oh,
He turned into the Godfather. He turned into the Godfather after that.
So, tell me about this other guy. I think his name was Dwayne.
Dewey.
Dwayne.
Johansson.
No, that was the singer of the New York Dolls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good friend of mine actually, Dwayne Johnson. Shout out.
Yeah.
Rock, yeah.
Friend of the show.
Big friend of the show.
I just wonder if that was the plan the whole time, because it literally seemed like a vehicle for Farouk.
It did, but I think since this is about entrance music and whatnot,
Sure, but
the Nation's entrance music couldn't have been more fitting for everybody that was in the Nation. Like, and I mean all along. Every member they ever had, the interchangeable members, doesn't matter. Like, it couldn't have been more fitting for what they were trying to put out and convey to the crowd. And if we're going to judge these on like how well they fit the characters, the songs, this one is one of the most perfect.
because they were kind of a militant group,
Exactly.
and it has that marching beat to it. And like, I wonder, like, I don't know why, but I think that's Farouk singing.
I always wondered that too. Well, not singing, but saying that we are the Nation.
Yeah, doing
thing.
the chant.
Because we know that the singers were Wolfie D and I can't remember the other rapper's name.
But I wonder if it just sounds like Farouk's in there. I mean, it could just be all them shouting.
I think it might be, to be honest
And
with
that's
you.
sweet if that's the case.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have researched this and let us all know.
No, this is all fly by the seat
me.
of our pants. I didn't know about this list until Adam walked in the door.
To be fair, that is true.
That is very true. We had a totally different list, and we just completely pulled.
He pulled a swerve.
Pulled the
because
switcheroo.
I kiboshed it when I heard that the Sandman was the number one. I burnt the
Of
list.
the previous list.
Of the previous list.
I pulled a Seth Rollins and I burnt it to the ground.
Yes,
And
yes,
I
you
wanted
did.
a new one.
Yes, you did. But here's the thing about number 23 that we're about to start. You're never going to guess this one.
Okay,
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
It's great music. This is one of the best.
This is the original.
This is just still one of the best.
Yeah.
Any incarnation.
So they're calling that number 23 on this list, and that is a solid pick.
I frankly believe it should be higher.
Absolutely.
I will agree with that because Kane was
The shit.
the absolute shit.
This is Kane, by the way. We didn't ever.
Oh, yeah, we didn't say
we didn't really say that, but you're welcome.
Talk
Viewers and
about
listeners.
music that fits a gimmick.
Absolutely.
Not only fits the gimmick, it gives you that break for the pyro.
Yes.
Like, it causes that stir in you, especially late 90s, early 2000s, of like, oh shit, this is exciting.
If you were a kid, it was almost scary.
Yeah.
When you heard that organ come on, you were like,
Yeah.
like, because it would happen in the middle of matches. Like, Kane was not scheduled to be out here. What
Right.
the hell's going on?
And he was so good at the gimmick that, like, he made it work because it's pretty corny.
Well,
If you think about it.
we're also in our 30s now.
True, but as
So
a kid,
maybe now
as
it
a
is.
kid watching this, how terrified were you when the fire shot up from the
Exactly.
ring? You know
And
what I mean?
I was a little older.
Okay, you were
Yeah,
like,
you're older by a year.
When he came out, I was like pushing 15.
No.
He came out in
Stop
late 97,
it.
so I was pushing 14, right?
No,
12.
that's wrong.
13. I'm so high
You
right
don't know
now.
your math.
I was pushing 12.
You were pushing 12.
So still a
I
little
was 11.
older.
You know,
Still a little older.
Adam was 10.
9-year-old.
Yeah. 11.
I don't know. Kane never scared me like the Undertaker did.
I'm not saying that Kane was like a scary dude, but like when you're watching a wrestling match and then all of a sudden fire shoots out from the corners of the ring and you're just like, what's about to happen?
Yeah, well, also,
right?
too,
You get hooked, right?
let's
That's the
say-
thing. Then
okay.
that's what the entrance music is about.
You're saying
it's
he
about
wasn't
being
scary.
hooked, right?
As a kid, though.
As a kid, he might have been.
Well, we
but
don't know. Like, we consider whatever scary. He was intimidating.
True.
You know what I mean? Like,
True.
he was huge. He was ripped.
Well, what you said to
Incredibly
me, though,
huge.
what you said to me was like, when I said, like, oh, it's kind of a corny gimmick, you were like, yeah, we're in our 30s now. But, like, people in their 30s then thought Kane was shit.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That's
like,
true.
he just
Okay,
did
fair.
He just did such a good job with
You
it,
got
and the
me.
music fit it perfectly. And I like the Attitude Era version. Was it Our Lady? No,
It
not
was
Our
Finger
Lady.
11.
Finger 11.
Yeah.
Our Lady Peace did Chris. Oh, never mind. Finger 11 did. They're Canadian bands, right? I think.
Yeah,
They're both Canadian.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's fine.
They're all Canadian.
They're all Canadian. So,
Shout out to Canada. Friend of the show,
We love Canada. Canada, friend of the show.
but even Kane's had a few different iterations of his music. It was always fantastic.
I agree. No matter what his music was, it was always good.
Yeah,
But
so-
this original one just, I don't know, there's something about it that's extra special.
Does
I don't know.
he start his press conferences as mayor?
Maybe.
That would be sweet. he put it out. He put an awesome tweet out of like himself doing a selfie in front of a sign that says "The wrestler mayor is a jackass" or something like that. And he said, "You know what? I protect freedom of speech even if it hurts my feelings."
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh, look at Kane. That's cool.
Yeah,
Being
okay.
mayorly,
Mayorly.
mayorly."
Well, here's one of my favorites of all time. Coming in at number 22. There's no way you're going to guess this one either.
No shot.
This is great.
You ass better call somebody.
Yeah, we're all dancing.
Sure are.
If you were a kid at this stage in the game, you used to say that at school.
Well, first of all, we're talking about the New Age Outlaws.
Yes, New Age Outlaws.
We expect that all of our fans are marks. 'Cause
Yes,
they are.
Some of them may be too young to know.
That's true. Would your son recognize that?
No.
No?
Well,
You gotta give him a little
Nah.
better seasoning than my friend.
he might. I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys.
I think he would. Also,
No.
he's a pretty smart kid.
Yeah,
And,
he might.
and you've learned him well.
Yeah. So this is the New Age Outlaws coming in at number 22 with "Oh You Didn't Know."
Yeah. This song, I mean, we could recite, at least I could recite every word of Road Dogg's rap.
Yep.
I still probably could, but I'm not going to do it. That's going to
I
be on
actually
my
kind of
only.
want you to do it.
That's going to be on my OnlyFans.
$5.99 a month.
Well, the catch is though, is he says it naked.
with my
Well-
beard cut. Moving on.
Well, yeah. Would there be any other way?
With Adam's beard covered. Okay.
Happy birthday to me.
Again, this team was amazing.
Yes.
Probably one of the best teams of all time.
Probably one
Agreed.
of the best tag teams of all time. I agree.
And it
And
was
my favorite tag team of all time for sure.
fantastic tag
Yeah.
team, and it was
wasn't even supposed to
It
work.
was a spin-off, if you will, of a even better faction,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So having this on the list is
you remember-
awesome. I love it.
Do you remember the moment that they became a thing?
Yeah, they were feuding for a few weeks with the Road Dogg Jesse James versus
The
Rockabilly.
roadie.
The roadie, yeah.
The roadie Jesse James
versus
against
Rockabilly. And then they teamed up and they really had nothing going on for a while. And then the music came and Road Dogg started doing the raps.
What exactly happened was they were feuding, and Road Dogg looks at Billy Gunn and was like, "This stuff sucks. You want to go do something else?" And they said yes, and they walked out. And then from then on, they changed.
But those few weeks leading in were a little rough for them finding
Right.
their footing. And then out of nowhere, they win the tag team championships. And then they get the music,
Yep.
and Road Dogg gets an attitude. And then Billy Gunn found himself, and it was awesome.
and then they joined DX.
Yes.
And then they're
Yes.
one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And Billy Gunn got a little bit of a push.
He did, and they joined DX the night after WrestleMania
Yep.
14.
Yep. That's because that was Shawn was out.
Yep.
X-Pac came back.
Xbox.
Sean was out. I was trying to say Sean was out, and then Sean came back.
We're on a Microsoft thing, whatever. Xbox.
You used to like the New Age Outlaws when we
I
were younger.
loved New Age Outlaws. I used to think I was Billy Gunn when I was a kid, man.
You're
I was-
not Billy Gunn.
I'm not. No, I used to
Is that
think
why
I
you used to
was.
walk like that with your
I used to
arms
walk
out?
like that, and like we would fake wrestle, and I would do the famous "sir" all day long. That That was my move.
If he's not Billy Gunn,
And it was mostly because I wanted to put my ass on your faces.
if he's not Billy Gunn, who is he?
If he's not Billy
Yeah.
Gunn, who is he?
Yeah.
Right now? Looking at me right now?
Oh, man.
What was, I always said I looked like Axel. What the fuck was his name?
Curtis Axel.
Curtis Axel.
Oh, that's a good one.
Could be.
That was who I looked like.
I thought his
you know,
name was
back-
Michael McGillicuddy.
It is now. Or maybe it is. I don't know.
No, I could see that. Curtis Axel.
That was the one that I always said that I looked like a lot.
I think this song should be higher on this list than 22.
I agree with that.
Greatest songs of all time?
I would say top
It's tough to
15
say.
for sure.
It's interested to see where we go.
Yeah.
Well, would you like to see where we go?
Sure.
I would like to see the next one. What are we on? 21?
We are on 21.
21. Chazz's age.
Your son's age.
My son's age.
Don't
Just
tell-
turned 21
Don't
2 weeks
tell
ago.
Mad Dog.
Whoa, Burrow.
What?
You don't hear that?
Oh. Is this Chazz? What is this?
It's not Gene Simmons flying
This
into the
sounds like
rafters.
Gene Simmons, basically.
No way you get this one.
Give me a minute.
We've been giving you minutes.
It doesn't count. There's just Gene Simmons splitting blood right now. I don't know what's happening. It's the demon. Is it Finn Balor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
nice.
demon.
Oh, but it's taken forever to get there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's taken
All right,
forever to
nice
get
job, Chazz.
I know the song. I know the song. Okay, now I would get it.
There you go.
We all gotta do the...
All right. So I will say that in recent years, I do love this song.
Kane Music 2.0.
You think so?
Close. It's even got the, like...
That was a really good impression.
Wait, hold on. What does it have?
So I gotta say, in recent years, this is pretty good. So
It is good music.
I'm glad that it made the cut.
It is cool. It is cool music. And we don't see enough of the demon.
I think he's a great character.
When was the last time we saw the demon? Even I don't even
Didn't...
know.
I think he's a great character, and I think this is great music for this character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
fits
like
him.
that it's on the list. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't really know a whole lot about him.
About Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that.
Prince
NXT
Devitt?
champ, right?
What?
NXT champ?
He is going up against Adam Cole this week.
Not me.
So, NXT champ or former NXT champ?
Depending. So we don't want to be wrong because all the marks will be like, well, actually, he lost it 4 days ago. I'll be like, yeah, well, we recorded it before that, dick.
Oh, so you don't do a live podcast.
Come at me again.
Like
Bruh.
Dave Meltzer.
Dave Meltzer, friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Real friend of the show.
He's not allowed to be a friend of the show.
Oh, please no way.
All right, we keep straying from the topic here, but
We are, that's true.
I do like this song a lot.
Yes,
And
it's a good song.
I think it belongs on the list.
I kind of like... I don't... Like, Finn Balor was one of those guys that's a super marky guy. And that always gets a bad taste in my mouth.
Because he was like an indie darling.
Right, so it's just like... There was this, like, era of... When the guy came up from NXT, he's everybody's favorite until the next guy from NXT comes up. And it was like that with, like, Kevin Owens. Then it was like that with Sami Zayn. Then it was like that with Finn. Then it was like that with Shinsuke. So it just so there was that era where he came in and I never knew him because I wasn't an indie guy. But then after, like, when I seen the Demon and heard the songs and the song and seen his entrance, it was great.
Okay, that's fair.
It made him for me more than his wrestling because, yeah, a lot of people can wrestle good.
Yeah.
But it's more than that.
Tough break, too. He won the first Universal Championship and then obviously had to...
Well, because Seth Rollins was on a tear of hurting everybody for a while there. He had a span of hurting everybody.
Hey, it's the wrestling business, man.
It's true.
Shit happens.
It is true. But
It happens.
I'm not a huge Finn Balor fan, but I do like the song. And I do like the Demon.
And Adam said he likes the song, but you just don't know a lot about Finn.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about him, but I mean, it's definitely... I know of him, and I know... I've seen him before in years of watching wrestling
Well, he's
and
about-
here and there, but I definitely think it fits his character.
Well, I'll explain real quick. He's a good wrestler. He's about the size of Robby's 10-year-old son.
Oh my god, I'm never going to be welcome to WWE again. They're going to be like, we heard your fucking show.
No, that's me, folks. That belongs to me. My name is Adam Van Houten.
All right, take it easy.
Oh, throwing your father under the bus.
Son of a bitch. You're grounded. Go to your room.
Well, should we go to the next one then, or do you guys have more to say about Finn?
I'm good. Let's
All
go
right.
to number 20.
Here we go.
Oh, is this Bobby Roode?
Yeah.
It is.
I do like
nice.
I like this one. I think it's a great
That
song.
was pretty good.
Yeah. Yes. I like this song.
Me too.
I think it's a good song.
Awesome for his gimmick.
It's awesome for his gimmick, which is basically Ric Flair Jr.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
And it just works out perfect. But the song in general is good. That song, like, you never see Bobby Roode really anymore. I guess has he a tag champ?
Yes, but Dolph Ziggler.
Okay. So like, yeah,
you do see him.
I guess you do see him. But, like, there was a while.
He's been around.
There was a while there he wasn't around.
Yeah. A lot of those guys come in and out.
And this song is always stuck in my head. Like, always stuck.
There's another guy that I don't really know a lot about. I did a little bit of research, and it seems like it fits in well with I agree with the whole Ric Flair kind of thing, like
the sequence,
the glorious, name of the song and everything, and the persona that he.
So you not knowing him and you not knowing him and obviously not knowing the song, did you get the same reaction to me? Does it stick in your head?
I listened to the songs before I came
did
here,
it stick into your head?
Yeah, I mean,
it's glorious.
It is. It is. I see what you did there, but you're right. It is. It's a good song. It's something that if I were to watch wrestling religiously like you guys do, if I were to listen to this, I would know who it was eventually. I would hear it and be like, oh, this guy.
Yeah, it sticks in your head.
It sticks in your head, and I think that's the point of all entrance music, really.
Well, you hope.
You hope, yes, you hope. As a wrestler, you're going in, you're like, oh, this is my entrance music. I hope people remember me by it.
Yeah, you want to hear that first note, and you want to
hear that,
up.
and people goes like, you hear that first note, boom, and you're coming out, and people are on their feet, going crazy, right?
Because of that first,
and then you don't
boom.
But think about it this way too: is the whole point of this list was this is music associated with a wrestler. This whole thing, you don't remember a wrestler for his wrestling abilities. Maybe you do because you're a professional wrestler.
But he is right. You don't always.
You don't.
To a point. Okay, I get it. Yes,
I know what you're saying. I wouldn't say that about everyone.
Right. You want him to be a good wrestler and know his shit and everything.
But he is right.
But for the most part, it's like a first impression. You go on a first date.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Your first impression of a wrestler is his entrance music.
Yeah.
You hear it and you're like, oh, this guy.
And then what he does when he comes out to it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, stance or
is
a
stance, a pose, and I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, but Shawn Michaels is the best one for this list.
To jump on what you were saying about you don't remember, how good of a wrestler they are. And I agree with that 100% because the biggest probably wrestler in the world right now, and because it's bigger than he's ever been just in pop culture in general, is probably Ric Flair, honestly. And, nobody sits there and thinks, oh, Ric Flair, the way he did that hammer lock was so great, or the way he did the drop down. No, nobody thinks about it. What do you think of? Him acting like an asshole, holding the title, with the robe and everything. So you are right. That, yes, you have to be. Ric Flair is also a fantastic wrestler.
Sure. 100%.
But nobody thinks about that
I'm
shit.
not saying that these guys aren't fantastic wrestlers.
Yes, exactly.
But like I said, it's literally your first impression.
Yeah.
And especially with the new guys too, right? Somebody who is making their way into the business. Yep. Mm-hmm. He goes through his training and his boot camps or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, basically it is a boot camp.
It's basically a boot camp, right? So this guy hits and it's like, bam, okay, now I need something to hook these people from day one.
Exactly.
And it's my music. What do I do that people are going to recognize me when they hear this song?
Exactly, 100%.
Well,
I even hear songs on the radio or on Pandora or wherever I'm listening to music and I'm like, oh shit, that was so-and-so's entrance music.
Right. 100%.
That's what I think.
And now recent years, yes.
In recent years, definitely, because more and more wrestlers are using well-known songs as their entrance music, right?
100%.
Shout out to friend of the show, Chris Jericho, using Fozzie's music.
See?
Well, let me put
Fozzie's a great band, though.
I want to put a little something on this
We'd love
song.
some VIP tickets to your next show. It'd be great.
I want to put a little stank on this. Not stank, but I want to put a little something on this song in particular. Glorious, because there's been several eras of wrestling. You had your Hogan era, your New Generation, which was the Shawn Michaels, the Attitude, Austin and Rock, the Ruthless Aggression, which is like the Cena years.
Yeah.
And then after WrestleMania, basically 30, it was Senior was done, basically. So there's not necessarily a name for this new generation from then. So we'll just call it the Indie Generation. Why not?
Okay.
Right? The NXT generation. How about that? So from that era on, the NXT generation on, 2014 on, this is one of the best songs that came out of a new talent.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that.
Especially for a custom song, not made by, a big band or whatever. Yeah. There's a few that come to mind, but this one definitely was the first one to be like, dude, that's really fucking cool. Yeah. And his entrance just fits it. Mm-hmm. And again, not to beat a dead horse, but you're right. That is the first impression, and that is what people remember. If that music hits and everybody jumps to their feet, that's cool, man. And that's why it's so important that it's got to be your gimmick. It's got to be yours. It's got to fit you. That's why that matters.
So props to that song.
Yeah.
Props to
Definitely agree.
Well, let's keep it rolling then. We got number 19.
I know this one.
Yeah, you do.
You've mentioned him in this show
I was
already.
gonna say, I don't know if I know off the top of my head. Hang on.
100% mentioned this name. I remember it because I remember thinking about this, going,
Is this
oh, wow.
Shinsuke?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does it start like that?
Yeah.
I thought it starts right here.
Nope.
Okay. This is a good song.
Also, I really loved when they had Nita Strauss come in and do the guitar solo to that. That was really cool.
That's a good song. I just always thought it started. No, it does because the person walks up and then goes.
Oh, they slide
and it
into
comes
it.
right into. So that might have been like original, a little older.
It could have been.
But
Maybe.
still, that's a great song.
I mean,
It's
this
catchy.
list is from 2020, so...
It's a catchy song.
It fits Shinsuke.
It does fit Shinsuke.
You know-
It fits him well because even when they put him as the heel, they put like a Japanese rapper over it,
Right.
just to change it, just
Right.
to give it that there's a different flavor.
And he does those weird arm and leg things that he does. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's a good song. Do I think that it should be higher than, like, New Age Outlaws? Probably not.
No.
But, I mean, it's cool that it's on the list.
Adam found this list. It's probably just some like fat dude in the basement that just made a list.
He's one of the guys that listens to our show and cusses at us because we disagree with everything he says.
Probably.
This guy probably.
He literally planted this on my computer at work and going, this guy's going to read this list and go, this is the one I want.
1:36 a.m. over here probably subscribes to the Wrestling Observer. Ugh.
I'm sure.
But no, that's a good song. I can't fight that.
There's not a whole lot to say about it, though. It's just
It's not that
it's a good
impactful.
song.
Should it
I
be
mean-
on this list? I don't know. I don't
I
dislike
don't think it
the
should be
song.
19.
Well,
I think it should be a little
Well, here's
further
the thing.
back. But
This is a list of the 25 best themes of all time. My opinion, this wouldn't make my personal 25 cut.
my personal list either.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it deserves to be in there, but it's not like a hated song.
Right.
But I don't even know if it's in the top 50.
No.
To be honest.
I don't think it just doesn't have that like you said, that big impact of like the whole arena jumped up and
Yeah.
was like, how cool.
Just
you
the
know?
marks.
Just the marks.
Does it work for the character?
I think so.
Which is why it's
But
probably on this list.
Shinsuke is
Somewhat.
so like charismatic that he would be able to get anything over.
That's true.
He's not.
Okay.
No offense, he's a great wrestler, but he's not Cesaro.
Right.
True.
You know, he's
Cesaro
just
needs it to be specific.
Yeah, like Shinsuke is just like you could go out there with like Hillbilly Jim's music and get it over.
That's true.
He
That's
really
true.
could.
Shinsuke.
And that's props to Shinsuke.
100%. 100%. Well, I love this next one at number 18, and it's one of my favorite themes that this
Hillbilly
person's
Jim's
ever
music?
had. Yeah.
Nice guess.
This one?
Yeah. I love all of Christian's music.
This is a good one, though.
Yeah.
I can't. Nah, he's got better.
I mean, he's got good songs.
Sure.
I like the Christian intro.
Yeah.
But the whole, when he had, I can't remember the band name, but the female singer, and then they had Story of the Year do the...
Yeah, that was
song.
good. Don't
It
Close
was
Your Eyes.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Like that song, and I like Story of the Year too, that might have something to do with it, but like, if you can see if you just close your eyes or whatever it's called. Yeah, that is like,
That's a great
banger
song.
of a song.
Yeah.
That
This,
would honestly...
I do like this one, though.
Yeah, I like that one, but it almost sounds, it's that intro that makes it for it, because other than that, it sounds like Creator Wrestler number 29 on WWE 2K.
But this is
here's a little riff, and we go, here's a little riff, like, it's kind of like paint by numbers Creator Wrestler.
But he was also finding himself at this time, not teaming with Edge and, all that stuff, so it was a
This
transitional
was when he
period
went
for him.
solo, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought so.
So it's
He's got
transitional.
better. He's got better. I don't like it. I want it out of the list.
Well, and we're going to end the episode there. Chazz threw the list out, so...
Now he's leaving.
He's got better. No, actually, he's got better songs, and they should be heard. That one to me is boring.
Well, congratulations to Christian on his new AEW contract.
And a good
There it
friend. I'm
is.
glad he's back and he's wrestling.
Friend
and he
of the
looks
show,
great.
Christian.
And he's healthy enough to wrestle.
He is Canadian, so we just said Canada's friend of the show.
See?
So he's by
So-
proxy. friend
So
of the show.
technically, Canada being a friend of the show, anybody from Canada is also a friend of the show.
Yes.
So
I went to Canada.
Christian,
once.
I've been to Canada. Have you
Am I a
been,
friend
you've
of
been to
the show?
Canada?
A couple times, yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm happy.
I've been known to cross the border a time or two.
I'm happy Christian's in AEW. I hope he gets a chance. I just hope all these stupid marks don't turn on Edge because Christian's in their baby boy.
I will say
Edge deserves everything he's getting right now.
I'm happy. Yes, Edge definitely deserves it. I'm happy to see Christian back and healthy enough to be able to compete, and I'm happy that he's in AEW because I do watch AEW every week, and I think it'll be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah, he's a great talent.
Speaking of Christian, segue into the next one. I believe he was in this,
Wait.
which I probably just gave it away for Chazz, but
What?
yes, sir.
Really? That's a great song.
This might be one of my favorites
This is
ever.
a great song.
Now, my personal list, this would be in like the top 5.
This is great.
Yeah.
This was like my entrance music in like Warzone back in the day. Hell yeah.
A group of vampires. Like, that doesn't scream Robbie Vegas anymore. A group of wrestling
But
vampires.
how cool of a gimmick was that?
You have all the Twilight DVDs.
I stopped the music right there.
They wrestled each other, right?
Yes, of course they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it Edward and...
I really don't know.
Yeah, okay, right.
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, okay, right.
Just me? Okay.
That was number 17, by the
We're
way.
talking about The Brood,
The Brood, yes.
a.k.a. Gangrel.
Gangrel, Edge and
was
Christian.
the leader.
Yes.
If
he
you will.
was. The first, actually,
And then
was,
the new Brood.
was the Hardy Boys and Gangrel.
The Hardy Boys and Gangrel. I remember that.
So, I loved both of those versions, by the way. As a kid, I'm just going to say that I love The Brood, and their
Totally
entrance
agree.
was amazing,
Yep.
and it fit them.
Totally
Gangrel
agree.
was fantastic. I can't believe he didn't get even over more than he was.
At the time, of
He was
course,
a-
it was...
Fine wrestler for what he was doing.
For sure.
As a kid, I will admit this, that we're in a safe place together on this podcast. I thought they were real vampires.
He is.
And knowing that now,
He lives that way.
He does.
true, but being a kid, looking at this faction going, oh my god, they're really vampires. Vampires exist, and they're in
And they wrestle.
They're in the wrestling business.
It's 'cause
this is
he's-
insane. This is insane.
It's because he was
Everything
as,
I thought is true.
convincing with it because that was
Incredibly.
him. He was going to like underground vampire parties and allegedly drinking blood and doing all that stuff because that's who he was.
And he had the fangs,
fangs,
which
yeah.
was
Which were
really the
real.
kicker. Like, I'm pretty sure he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
And it made me think as a kid, oh my god, this guy's actually a vampire.
Imagine being in the front row when he used to spit the blood.
Right?
He used to drink from the goblet and
Yeah.
spit the blood, and then the lights would go
Okay,
out, and they
but
would
then-
come back on, and the opponent was
But
covered in
imagine
blood.
being Robbie Vegas in the front row going, yes.
I'm saying this group spoke to my soul. I was
were
like, I
great.
love wrestling and I love horror movies, and these guys are the best.
They were
yes.
They were great.
And their music was fucking awesome.
Awesome for them and the faction as a whole.
Yeah.
And
Great call.
It
yes,
fits.
love it there.
This-
Actually would like it higher,
This
but
would
I
be
love
higher.
it there.
I was going to say the same thing. This
Love
is
it on the
New Age
list.
Outlaws.
Wish it was higher.
Yes, agreed. Should we go to the next, or do you have more to contribute to the Brood? Well,
And on that note,
number 16.
So, wow, I'm way
16?
off. I've only
16.
had
How
a
many
few
is
drinks.
16?
16.
Because we did 25 through 17. So
17 was Christian?
16. No.
17 was the Brood.
18 was Christian.
that's-
17 was the Brood.
Be ready.
16 is
Well, 16 is...
this guy.
Okay. Bautista.
That's right. Let's let it play for a minute.
That is
Just
true.
because you got it right doesn't mean I'm turning it off.
Friends of the shows from the new metal episode.
Saliva.
Boom. They were in my top 10.
This is one of Saliva's best songs.
I don't know about that.
And this goes to the point of wrestlers picking songs that people know and recognize globally.
I think that's the other way around.
Yeah, I think they wrote it for him.
Yeah, I don't think it was known before. I think it,
Well, maybe.
They have released it since, though.
yeah, but I think it was made for Bautista.
Okay.
Do you think that he walks for miles inside this pit of danger?
Are you fucking calling
I
Josie
think
Scott a liar?
I think he walks alone.
How dare you call Josie Scott a liar? Yeah, and he said nobody to prove it
Because he walks
because
alone?
he walks alone.
I was talking about Batista. Do you think Batista
Yeah,
walks for miles in this pit of danger?
I think Batista
He walks alone
eats
and-
steak and shoots steroids.
Ooh, hot take.
Hot take.
Been drinking Tito's.
I know. I'm sitting
So
here.
I
I have a delicious peach beer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie
yeah.
Vegas is now 8 sips into his beer.
and it's about 3/4 of the way gone.
10. Okay.
Bitch.
Well, last time it was coffees. I don't know. Every time we do this, I'm drinking something else. You guys are turning me into something I'm not.
Sure.
Well,
Robbie,
we're turning
blame
you
us.
back into something you were.
Blame your friends.
Be hiccuping on the next episode. Listen.
Everybody's all bets are off. Robbie cast.
We totally
So-
skipped over Batista completely and started talking about it.
We did kind of, but I have a question for you guys, being the wrestling guys that you are.
Yes, he walks alone in the pit of danger.
He
We've
does
been there.
walk
We've
alone
been
in the
there.
pit of danger. But do you like wrestler Batista or actor Batista?
Batista has had one role that worked out.
He's been in a lot of movies.
He's
That
been in
doesn't
a
mean
lot of
anything.
movies. I feel like I see...
Does that mean he's a good actor? 'Cause
I
he's
didn't
been
say
in a
that.
lot of
I'm
movies?
asking you. Do you like
I prefer the wrestler Batista.
or do you like actor Batista?
I just had this conversation with somebody the other day comparing.
I don't care if you like either.
Comparing the acting chops of Batista and John Cena, where John Cena's a better actor and has been in better movies, and Batista got Disney money though,
Right.
so he's fine.
He's doing okay.
So he doesn't need to worry about.
Kane was in a
anything.
movie.
Yes, he was.
Do you like the Kane movie?
I never seen it.
Really?
I know I'm not a mark. Take away my mark card.
It's a horror movie.
It is a horror movie. I feel like one of these days we'll talk about that movie.
I think Batista though is a okay, fine actor, and he's not terrible.
You know what I liked about Guardians of the Galaxy? When he mentions Ace Frehley.
you kiss Mark.
Okay, to be fair, Guardians of the Galaxy was a really good movie.
And he was great in it.
And he was
great,
fantastic
yeah,
in
he
it,
was.
and he fit that role perfectly.
And he had sensitive nipples.
And his reflexes are too fast.
And here's the thing I learned.
Oh, wait, that might have been the second one.
Here's the thing I learned about Batista from friend of the show Chris Jericho's podcast when he was talking about preparing for the role of Guardians of the Galaxy. He probably got that role in like 2010.
Yeah, I listened to this episode.
He was so big and muscular. He's playing the part of Drax the Destroyer, a big-ass monster that they told him he needs to cut some weight and lose some muscle mass. Because he was too big to play the part of a fucking monster destroyer.
Yeah, he's a massive dude.
Yeah.
When I shook his hand, I lost my hand. It looked like I just had a wrist.
We get it. You wrestle.
Did not wrestle
I didn't know
Batista.
you met Batista.
I did.
He didn't powerbomb you?
Did you
I did
meet
not.
Batista?
No, I did meet
Did
Batista.
you want him to powerbomb you?
Kind of. No, I did not. That's horrifying.
He's a big boy. When did you meet him? I didn't even know that.
Oh my god, this was forever ago.
Batista with hair?
Yeah, actually.
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's a long time
Yep,
ago.
long time ago.
Yeah, I liked him as a wrestler. Looking back at him now, he was pretty good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed his Hell in a Cell with Triple H.
He was
That was one of my
entertaining.
favorite matches.
His
I wasn't like thrilled with his most recent run, but whatever.
What was his most recent one? Just the
When he came back and won the Rumble and all that.
well, then he came back a couple years ago. Triple H.
Oh yeah.
Remember he dragged friggin' Ric Flair? Ah,
Yeah, that was good though.
yeah, he was good.
That was really good.
Yeah, no, he was good.
When he was yelling like that, I was like, holy intense.
I think Batista's a bit underrated.
He might be,
do.
but still probably Hall of Fame worthy.
Do we like him as Deacon Batista?
Sure, why not?
When he was with...
I mean, I didn't dislike him.
See, here was the problem with Batista though. Dave Meltzer didn't like him.
Oh.
So we gotta.
You know what we should do is we should call up friend of the show Chris Jericho because he'll straighten out Meltzer.
That's
He
true.
debuted as Deacon Batista with...
He did well
Devon
first
Dudley, correct?
when he was in OVW and he was the Leviathan.
Right.
And he looked crazy.
Yeah, he had those West Borland contacts.
Yes.
Correct.
Is he a friend of the show, Wes Borland?
Well, I would love to get him on the show.
I would too. All right.
Big segue into the next one.
Yeah,
Do you
so-
remember when this guy told me to fuck myself?
Yes, I do. And now we're going to play a song.
My theme song?
No. Maybe.
Side note, great song.
Agreed.
This is the one that's on here?
Number 15.
Nah.
Yes, sir.
You don't like this song?
Nah.
This is a great song.
This is a fantastic song.
The other one's better.
Like the one he has now?
Yeah.
But this one is still awesome. I love that song.
I don't know.
Great song. Great
I think the other one fits
Great
him better.
wrestler, and I love Randy Orton. I've been a Randy Orton fan for a long time. I was wearing his t-shirt, and this is the story that I was referring to. Robby and I were
Marking out.
sitting behind the arena, waiting for the wrestlers to join us and take pictures and sign autographs. We were at the barricade, and
I was not a wrestler yet, by the way.
not a wrestler at the time.
Did you have your son
We
with
were
you?
just
No.
didn't have a son at the time.
So you were 20
Oh my God,
something.
Jesus! I think we were even
19,
younger.
18.
Yeah, 18, 19. I skipped school this day.
So he's younger than 19.
Sorry,
He was.
I was in college. I was in college. I got to choose if I wanted to go or not. I paid for it. Whatever. I had a Randy Orton t-shirt on. I was waiting for Randy Orton all day, and he comes out. And I'm going nuts. I'm marking out to Randy Orton. I'm going, Randy, come here. This is literally me because I'm speechless seeing this guy, and I'm a big fan of him. Right?
I could vouch
So-
for this. This really happened. This was hilarious.
He's leaving the arena, and somebody behind me yells, "Fuck you, Randy Orton!" And he looked directly at me. We made eye contact for 10 seconds at least before he pulled out. Goes, "Hey, fuck you, man." I go, And I was gesturing at my shirt because I was wearing a Randy Orton t-shirt at the time. And I go, what the fuck, man?
Adam was so crushed.
I was so crushed that this guy just told me to fuck myself.
He waited for like 4
I waited
hours.
for 4 hours to see this guy get his damn autograph.
Needless to say, we didn't get his autograph.
No. And did he not point at me and go, hey, fuck you, man?
Yeah.
And it was the guy behind me, some jackass who didn't like Randy Orton.
It's probably me.
No, it wasn't. It was somebody who had a better beard than you.
That's not plausible.
You know who I met that day?
Who?
Friend of the show, Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho. We did meet Chris Jericho that day. We also met the Bella Twins. We met
Rosa Mendez.
Rosa Mendez.
Stop dropping names.
Yo, I'm totally dropping names here. Rosa Mendez.
I'm gonna drop a name.
Who else did we meet?
The name is Tito.
Uncle Tito?
I gotta say though,
Yeah.
you said that Randy Orton's entrance music now fits him
Yes.
better, but at the time when he had this entrance music, it fit. Like, he wasn't the psychopath that he is right now.
But
When
it was
did
also
he
as he
transition
wasn't as,
to the Legend Killer?
Right around this time.
Okay, so was this his Legend Killer music?
I think it might have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it might have been.
'Cause
But then it
that's
switched
my
over
favorite.
eventually to what it is now.
Okay, hot take. Yes or no? RKO, best finisher.
It's up there.
Yeah, that's gotta be up there.
It's up there. Especially, was it recently that he hit AJ Styles with Styles went to do the Styles Clash, and Orton went for the RKO, and Styles hesitated, so Orton just dropped. And then when he did it again, and he popped him up and caught him in it anyways. Like, that was cool stuff.
Yeah.
But the out of nowhere thing started with Evan Bourne. He went for the shooting star
Yeah.
press, and he caught him with it, and ever since then...
Still not my favorite. My favorite's the curb stomp.
Yes, the curb stomp is my favorite RKO, too.
Was so
It was
good.
WrestleMania...
31.
31, yeah.
The first WrestleMania I watched that I was back into wrestling.
I don't want to get into too deep into this
Sure.
with this discussion, but it's got to be in the top 3.
Of all time.
Yeah.
RKO, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite finisher of all time.
It might be.
And only because me being a fan of it, I love to hit people with this.
What do you...
When I thought I was a wrestler.
this is a serious question.
But it was so quick and easy and just could come out of nowhere. And I love when they called him the Viper and it just quick strike, boom, like done.
What's your finisher in the video game?
My finisher in the video game was a toss up between the RKO and Sweet Chin Music.
We get it. Switch in music, Robby. We get it.
No, I'm serious.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
That was absolutely
Is that
it.
your finisher in the video game?
When I picked it,
I
it
don't
was
know. I
it
don't
was the
remember.
RKO or the spear. I love the spear because I love to run the ropes and you can hit it wherever
See,
you
that's
had
another
it.
great one.
The spear was
My
good.
finisher is always in the video game the last ride.
That's a great finish,
That's
too.
my finish.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah,
that's
I
what-
agree.
And then the
Also,
shooting star press,
I
'cause
just
I can do
wanna-
it in real life.
I just want to say, Randy Orton, I'm still a fan of you, even though you told me to fuck myself. So call into the show sometime.
Wait. Something's happening here.
Something's happening. Is that Randy Orton at the door? Oh, no.
Guys, we're going to make a quick switch to theme songs again since we got off topic. And it's this.
This one? I'm offended.
I think it's a good pick.
No.
At number 14,
Yeah.
Great song in general.
Do I think it should be number 14? No.
No.
should it be higher or lower?
It should be The Fire Burns.
I think it should be... Fireburns was a great CM
It should be The Fire Burns.
But he had this one at the height of his popularity, and I
This
think
is
that's
true.
why
He
this is
had
on the
both.
list.
Because it was just that swap.
Yeah, but
This was on the
CM
come down.
Punk was
True.
This was on the come down.
Would you guys consider CM Punk the rebel of the WWE?
No, I would...
Did he go against orders? Did he?
No.
No.
No,
I think it was a worked shoot, and then
Yeah.
You think so?
they are now trying to pretend like it was a shoot. But
Who
enough.
is? He is.
he is. And, well, people are believing that.
Him
But
and the Meltzer crowd.
you don't sit for 10 minutes on live TV and say whatever you want without them turning you off or changing the channel or ending the program early. Like, it's not a thing, people. Like, use your fucking heads. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but use your fucking
This is
head.
me not knowing a whole lot about it. I was just asking because
Well, here's the thing. That he
I
comes
feel like
out-
everybody thought this. Maybe.
Well, do I think that some of the stuff that he said was from the heart and he meant it? 100%.
Sure.
And that's the shoot part of it. But do I think that he just walked out on live TV and held up the show and did that? No. Somebody said, your segment is last.
Totally agree.
And he went out there and he cut the promo that he was scheduled to cut. Unfortunately, he might have said some things that ruffled a few feathers, but it turned into a great angle with him and Triple H in the long run because it was a fucking work. If that wasn't a work, people, he wouldn't have a fucking job. Like, everybody now is like, he's this rebel and he, talked all this shit about WWE while he was working for the company. No. He waited till he was out of the company and then he let loose. What he did on television was supposed to happen because it's television. They don't just give you TV time to be a dickhead.
Sure. scripted.
Great.
You can cut that out if you need to.
No, I won't.
It's totally scripted.
Great rant
to a
about
point.
No, I think it was some of the things that he said were a shoot.
Right.
I really believe that. However, it was a worked shoot. You take something that's real, you air your real grievances, and they turn into a work.
Totally agree.
Great rant about his theme song. That was...
Yes. So anyways, next. No,
we go on diatribes about it. We've had this conversation before. I don't know if we've had the conversation on mic. Robby finished a beer.
Hey, yes. Our host, Robby Vegas, has had 12 sips of his beer, and that was enough to finish it.
No, we've had that conversation before. I don't know if
CM Punk.
I don't know if we've had that on mic. By the way, CM Punk would not approve.
He's not a friend of the show.
He's not a friend of the show.
Not yet. He will be, though.
But The Fire Burns is a better song.
Okay, let me clear up one thing. I think both theme songs fit him. I don't think either one is a bad choice for him. I think the switch was needed, and it was good. I'm getting another beer.
You sure are.
You better not be driving.
And I am... And I am also a CM Punk fan as far as, like, I enjoy his wrestling. Do I think some of the things he said were probably not 100% accurate? Yes. But I think he was a good wrestler, and
While
I think
he's
these
on
themes
TV,
fit.
you're saying?
No,
accurate,
after.
or you're saying after?
After.
Okay.
I think that he may have exaggerated a thing or two to shine a bad light on some people, but...
Do we like
I think he had
CM Punk the wrestler or CM Punk the UFC fighter?
The wrestler.
He's a great... I would watch any match CM Punk is in UFC.
Or the horror movie actor, by the way.
Did not know that he was in a horror movie.
Did you watch all his UFC matches? They were fantastic. They were fantastic.
Do you mean the one where
the one where he got knocked out in
20 seconds?
Or the one where he got knocked out in like 30 seconds?
Both.
They're fantastic.
Great.
Because CM Punk is that kind of guy, and I know this guy well. He's a punk
It's
guy.
safe to say that CM Punk's not going to be in front of the show,
That's fine.
so we're just going to keep
He's
going.
a punk guy. He's a straight edge. He's probably a vegan now. He thinks he's better than everybody.
Straight edge. It says so on his tattoo.
Yeah, he thinks he's better than everybody. He thinks he's the best wrestler in the world. Well, I mean, I might be the best. I'm the best UFC fighter in the world. Well, okay, I'm the best horror movie
Brock
actor in the
Lesnar
world.
thought that too and got knocked out in 20 seconds by Frank Mir. So.
Yeah, but Brock Lesnar also won like the next 30 fights.
He also won the
and was
next 30
heavyweight
fights in a
champion of the
row.
world.
I completely agree.
So there's a difference. He didn't get knocked out by Frank Mir. It was an armbar.
The views and opinions...
knocked him out.
The views and opinions of Chazz do not reflect those of the host of the show.
CM Punk is a bitch.
He's just here so he doesn't get
CM Punk
fined.
is a bitch. And the whole thing about it is
Hot take.
CM Punk is a bitch, but he has good music taste.
Fair.
In some aspects.
Listen, some of his matches and his moments in WWE are very good, and I think he did leave a good impact on the business.
Me calling him a bitch doesn't mean he's a
Here's
bad
the
wrestler.
thing.
I know.
You hear that, and what do you think of?
Of what? Hear what?
The music. You hear CM Punk's entrance music.
Oh, 100%.
You don't think...
You guys recognize CM Punk with Living Color other than the Killswitch Engage song?
I recognize them both. But when I hear...
I'm going to be honest. I don't know the other one.
Really?
Because that's a more famous song.
Oh.
But he had the Killswitch Engage song for like
a long time.
If I heard it, I probably would. But
he only had
as
that song for like a year and a half.
for this,
Yeah, but that was a big year.
True.
I hear Cult of Personality, and I'm going, oh shit, CM Punk.
Yeah, when it comes on the radio, it's the first thing you think
Absolutely.
of. And I loved that song before he had it, and I still associate it
This
with him.
goes back to my point of going, oh, your first impression is your entrance music.
Well, do I think that this should be this high on the list? No.
No,
I like
I
both
think-
songs.
sure.
Killswitch is better.
So you do like them both.
I do like both
Fair.
songs. I love the song. Who doesn't like Living Color? But the Killswitch song, maybe because I'm a Killswitch's like top 5 favorite band of mine, and I always thought it was cool. I thought it was cool, but I also hated it that it was connected to such a bitch. Such a little bitch boy. Like CM Punk is one of those guys, like I told you. Like Daniel Bryan wants to challenge me to fight. CM Punk wants to challenge me to fight. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Bobby Lashley wants to challenge me to fight? No, bro. I'm all set. Let me get my dad after you.
Congratulations, Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley, well deserved. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
12 years.
Hell yeah.
12 years. He's now the WWE champion.
Good for him.
And
It's longer than that.
is it longer? Oh, you're right.
Dude, it's like 15.
Yeah, you're right. He's been around a long time.
Like 06 probably.
So I'm very, like, this is not a joke. I'm super happy for Bobby.
And you're a big Drew guy.
I am, but I'm very happy for Bobby right now.
Like it's going to be hard to keep Bobby a heel right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
And I don't know. And he's just like, all right, I'm going to sidebar this. I know we keep doing
fine.
this. It's on entrance themes, but probably the nicest guy that I came into contact with in the WWE locker room.
Which is his problem, I feel.
Probably. But like,
He's built like a god. He is the muscles where I don't have places.
yeah, absolutely.
And he's like, hi there, buddy. Like, let me give you a big hug. Like, it just, it's weird.
He shook my hand.
Yeah.
He kept coming up and talking to me. We were joking around. We were messing around for the whole day. Yeah. Every time he saw me, it was a big joke, and we were laughing about stuff. And I just thought that was, like, the coolest thing. Yeah. And then to see him go on and become what he is, like...
He's got the body of a monster, but he's like your chemistry teacher.
Yeah, you're right.
So, and it's just like, and that's his detriment. But that's why it's perfect with MVP right now. But you even saw when he won that title, he was getting overcome with emotion too. Yes, and it's like that's who he is, and it's going to be interesting. Well, how many periodic table elements are there? Anybody?
Tons.
Anybody? Isn't it 118? I think it's 118.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what I do know.
Ask Bobby Lashley.
I'm gonna. But after we listen to number 13,
you think you know me?
Okay.
I'm super sad that is this number on this list because I feel like it should be higher.
Can we also say too that I love that this is an Alter Bridge song?
Yes. Thank God it's not Rob Zombie because we know my feelings about Rob Zombie.
He did use Rob Zombie.
Thank God it's not.
This is number 13.
Yes, it is.
Metalingus.
Metalingus by Alter Bridge.
By Alter Bridge. Edge's theme song.
Yeah. Yes, it is. You said like you were going to keep talking.
Well, you interrupted me.
I didn't say anything.
You totally did. I said, this is Edge's theme song. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Anything else? You going to say something? You said it like you were going to say something. Well, I'm talking. Well,
shut up, Dad.
Come on. Go to your room. Damn it.
This is why we don't drink when we do this. What is this? Blueberry.
First of all, if you didn't like Edge... Go to sleep. Go lay down. No, you didn't.
Son of a
bitch.
bitch.
You fucking didn't.
No, it's not that I dislike Edge. Edge at his height for me, the battling with Cena, Edge as the champion was the exact time I was out of wrestling. That whole time. When he retired is kind of when I came back. I can promise you it wasn't like a hand-in-hand thing. It just so happened when I left wrestling, Edge was a goofball. When I came back to wrestling, Edge was retired. So in that time frame where he was the biggest thing in the world, he never felt big to me until last year's Royal Rumble.
Oh, I got you.
And then he finally felt... And I seen Edge. Even though I was out of wrestling, I went to a few WrestleManias. I saw him headline WrestleMania against Undertaker. Didn't feel big to me.
Okay.
But now I get it. So, yes, I was out of Edge.
Adam, does this theme song fit Edge?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Are you Adam?
I'm Adam Jr.
Son, I got this. Yes, it does. I think it fits Edge. I think
it does.
I'm not adding anything.
And this isn't Edge in the Brood.
No.
Right? This is Edge by himself.
This is when Edge started to be the main event.
Starting to be this main event superstar that we always knew he could be, right?
I fucking love Edge.
I distinctly remember when wrestling... whatever it was, Raw, SmackDown, wherever, house show, coming to Buffalo, and me looking at the card specifically for Edge. And if Edge was not there, I wasn't going.
I was a huge Edge fan, too. You guys probably both already knew that. But growing up, when he first branched out on his own, I bought the Sex and Violence shirt.
Yes.
And,
Rated R Superstar.
The Rated R Superstar hoodie. Yep. I was such a mark for Edge. I was like, this guy is going to be the next fucking... Shawn Michaels or whatever, Bret Hart, whatever you want to say, because he's Canadian, So, friend of the show.
What's up, Adam?
Yeah. And you guys share a name.
This is going to be weird, but...
He's married to a girl from Buffalo. I'm from Buffalo.
That's right. Friend of the show, Beth Phoenix, a.k.a. Betty Phoenix.
Yes.
now Betty Copeland.
I remember watching Edge one week on Raw or SmackDown or whatever it was, and then... watching him the following show and remembering when he got his star tattoo on his arm and was like, wow, that is super cool.
And then you got one.
And then I got one. Mine doesn't say rated R though. Mine says little douchebag.
It does.
Robbie and I both have.
For the record,
we're talking about nautical stars, by the way.
It says Lil douchebag. It's when he was trying to be a rapper. It didn't
Okay,
go
listen,
so well.
We didn't know they weren't cool, okay? But now we're stuck with them.
What do you mean?
Just kidding. I love nautical stars. If you know the meaning of them, you know why.
I have a tramp stamp.
Well,
that explains a lot.
No, it's literally a stamp that says tramp, and he puts it on people.
Yeah, I stamp it on paper and give it to my ex-girlfriend.
Also, this is about theme songs. I love this song.
We're going to have to edit that out.
By the way, Great song. I mean, this
totally
was on Alter Bridge's debut album. It's like it was fantastic. Like,
yes,
because when that album came out, the first single was like "Open Your Eyes," and it sounded like Creed Jr.
Yes,
it really did. And I was like, oh, the rest of the album kicks ass.
The whole album.
And that was the song. That's the heaviest song on the album. But
wasn't Alter Bridge kind of like Creed Jr. without?
It was supposed to be something different.
Yeah.
But Open Your Eyes sounds like a Creed song.
I'll tell you this, though. I remember specifically when they were on Raw. Alter Bridge was on Raw because they were doing Edge's music, and I thought that was super cool.
Right?
Yeah,
Live, yes.
Because remember they used to do like that Kid Rock, Motley Crue, like they'd always bring in the rock stars.
Those were on pay-per-views, though.
No, Kid Rock and Motley Crue were on Raw.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
But yeah, they had Limp
where we got
Bizkit,
Test.
Motorhead. That's where we got Test.
That's where we got Test.
But
and
like,
Joe C.
This song is awesome. It fits Edge to this day. And to go on what you guys were both talking about and combining it, I think Edge was always good, but I think right now he might even be at his peak because nobody expected to see him again. So now he's like
when he
completely
retired,
on fire.
it was I'll never wrestle again type deal because of an existing injury that he has.
Yeah.
Clearly he overcame that, and that's a big thing for a lot of people too, and I think that's a huge inspiration to a lot of people. Like, hey, you had a career-ending injury that you overcame.
This might be higher on my personal list.
This is higher on my personal list as well.
And the run he's on now is fantastic too.
Going against Reigns at WrestleMania is massive.
I called that before the Rumble. I said that is the way to go. And you know me, just didn't believe in Edge until this past year like that.
Yeah.
To headline WrestleMania, I would always have been like, you could do better. But I'm there now. I totally get it.
To the point that you made before, Robby, that yes, it is about the entrance music, but it's also about the wrestler who carries that entrance music.
Well, Edge is a rock and roller, man.
Yeah.
Like that, he makes it very clear that he loves rock music.
Yes.
And like,
and he shows it in his persona and the way he wrestles and
absolutely
the way he portrays himself. And remember when he used to come on that big trench coat with the sunglasses on? Like, come on, you couldn't get any more rock and roll than that, right?
And I even think, did he use one or two Rob Zombie songs?
Just the one.
Just the one?
I never gonna stop that, right? Was it that one?
Oh, that's right.
You know who
Or was it
doesn't?
Living Dead Girl?
No, it wasn't.
No,
it was never gonna stop.
I mean, it's a Rob Zombie song, so it probably went, yeah! Insert horror movie quote here.
Well, let me tell you this. We're going to jump to number 12 because this is not a rock band.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, it's Rob Zombie. What is... why am I drawing a blank? It's Brock. Okay.
I got real scared there for a second.
To be fair, no, not a great song.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Agreed. And to be number 12 on this list, at
maybe
that,
like top 12 possible wrestler of all time.
Now, so this list being based on the entrance theme song, does this theme song fit the wrestler?
Yes.
Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
It fits Brock because it's plain.
Truly,
So
though.
does it deserve to be 12? Probably not, right?
absolutely
I would say
I
that's
wouldn't even
in
have put it in the top 25.
I don't think I would have either. I totally agree with that. But I also think that a lot of this list too is when I hear these songs, how did it make me feel as a fan listening to these people come out to this music?
I still wouldn't put this in the top 25.
But I wouldn't put this in my list anywhere near any list, really.
If I think of the greatest entrance themes of all time, I probably wouldn't think of this period.
No, it's
Ever. Nope.
It's a bad song.
I agree.
It fits him just because it's kind of menacing.
Sure.
Right.
But because he's menacing. But it's not the fact that, like, if you're a wrestler and you're all beat up and you're laying on the ground and you hear that, the music doesn't scare you. It's just the fact that the music's what's associated with the music scares you.
Right.
That he's coming to whoop your ass. Right.
Exactly.
Like, he makes the song in this sense.
Yeah, for sure.
It's another, like, creator wrestler generic 49
That's exactly
track.
what it is. I'm pretty sure he wasn't the first one they tried it out on either. If you looked it up, I think somebody had it before. Kind of like Kurt Angle's wasn't Kurt Angle's.
Right.
It was the Patriots. It was Mark Henry's. Like, it was recycled 3 times before it landed on a guy that made it work.
Yeah, so Brock makes it work. That hearing that intro always brings something because it's fucking Brock Lesnar and it's a big deal.
The next big thing.
Right? And he is a big deal. If Raw is on tonight, right now, if that music played and Bobby Lashley's in the ring, which is my prediction of the Mania match.
Oh, really?
Lashley Lesnar.
Gotcha.
If Bobby Lashley's in the ring,
Bobby.
If Robbie Lashley is in the ring and it's going, yeah, I'll take on any man here, and you hear, you're gonna go, right? You're gonna.
So you're saying
seeing
Bobby
Lesnar.
Lashley versus Brock Lesnar is a good match?
How could it not be?
Two giant
Giant athletic
juggernauts. immovable objects.
They're
and
athletic as
unstoppable
hell.
forces, right?
Yeah.
They're not like, no offense, they're not Batista.
Right.
I have a question. Were you guys mad when he ended The Undertaker's WrestleMania
yeah.
streak?
I was furious.
Furious.
Do you
We were together.
Do you think he should have ended the streak?
No.
Or do you think Undertaker should still be undefeated?
No, I
No.
think somebody should have beat it. I just don't think it was Lesnar.
But
it
to
was
be
it was
fair,
a weird time.
now we're talking 7
Right.
years
It
later.
worked out in the long run.
It worked.
True.
It worked.
For a couple years there, I was like, no.
Because nobody thought going into that WrestleMania that the next 5 years are going to be headlined by Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Right.
They just thought it was like a one-off thing.
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar was the guy the next
It
5
ended up
years.
working out.
So that was obviously their plan the whole time.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were going to do the whole time.
Yeah.
Because he did that. He wins the belt later that year and headlines the next 5 WrestleMania. 5. 31, 32 he did it. But then 33, 34, 35, 36. And this is going to be 37.
If he comes back.
Right.
Which is your prediction, which could be happening right now.
Could be 7 years in a row just because of that match.
Yeah.
So, was I pissed? Yes. Do I still think he shouldn't have did it? Now, I'm undecided.
I am too.
Because I would have felt originally that it should have been somebody younger.
To pass the torch.
But, I mean, he was the face of the company for the next 7 years.
Right.
Right? So, it's not like he was old.
Well, I mean, just on that topic of somebody younger, like, who could it have been at that point? You know,
Not at that point, nobody.
right. That's what I'm
A
saying.
couple years later, Roman, which
Right.
he did do.
Which he did do, yeah.
But if Roman was the first one, would it have been more impactful? I don't think so. Because the fans weren't behind Roman.
Right.
Anyway, so with him winning that title, Lesnar walks in the 6 of the 7 next WrestleManias as champion.
Yeah. Right.
Or 5 of the 6 next WrestleMania.
5 of the 6, yeah.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. All right, we got our last one for the day. Number 11. We do the top 10 next time.
That's right.
Here we go.
No, see it, leaving. I can't, I'm out.
So this bummed me out because this should be in the top 10. This should be in the top,
Top
5.
five, top
This could be in the top 3.
This could be in the top 1.
Top 2.
For any of you listening, this is The Undertaker.
Number 11 on this list.
This is fitting music right now. This is how I feel.
Well, let's talk about this because this is the most iconic entrance music of all time. So for it to land at number
Yeah.
11
Totally agree.
doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
This is the music where you stand up, you get a chill, you know that you're about to see a main event.
I sit down because he's not going to be in the ring for like 15 minutes.
It depends on how big the ramp is. If it's WrestleMania, yeah.
So at that point, he ain't going to be in the ring for like 15 minutes. I mean, obviously, the Undertaker's my guy. So, like, everything about him is my top 2 favorite things. But it's undeniable.
I bought one wrestling DVD in my entire life, and it was The Undertaker.
My man.
The gravest matches.
The gravest matches of all time.
I gotta say, I'm super disappointed in whoever made this.
This
list.
makes no
I'm
sense.
incredibly disappointed that this didn't even crack the top. Even if this was number 10, I might have been okay with it more than I am with number 11, only because...
No, this makes no sense.
I agree. I totally agree, but...
It's got to be a top 3. It has to be. Like, there's no way
completely agree.
around it. Is there a more iconic gimmick and song that go hand in hand than this? No, there's
True.
not.
There's not.
Has there ever been entrance music that got people feeling the way that this one? No, I don't think so. There's one other one that might be close. and I'm sure you guys all know what it is.
he changed his song 2 different times.
Yeah, I know.
But they were still iconic.
So the
Roland,
the
come on.
Ministry version of this,
But it was still in the same
right? But it was
frame.
like a more metal version of
Yeah,
this.
fantastic.
But then he had Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock, and then it went back to the Graveyard Symphony. But
True.
You were talking about those two switches?
Yeah, those are the 2 switches because even the Ministry stuff, like that's still in the Graveyard.
and it was just as iconic as this one. It was still the Graveyard Symphony. It just had a lot of metal guitars in it. You know,
which is nothing wrong with that.
no,
It was Limp Bizkit, right? He went rolling.
Yeah.
Right? That was when he was the American Badass. But then he also did
American Badass.
American Badass.
Which are fantastic.
Right.
yeah. But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
that's ridiculous.
if there's anything that disappointed me on this list, it was this.
This was
This
probably
brought-
the
this-
biggest heartbreak that I had on this list.
This brought
Going
me down.
over it and reminding everybody that this was the list that I literally just presented these guys as I got here today.
Honestly, there's a few on here, since we're done talking about them all, that I would not even put in the top 25.
True.
There's a few.
Yeah, this brought me down.
There's
I need a drink.
like, you know, what the fuck?
Oh.
I'm holding something here. Get your Corona fingers out of the top of my beer.
Yo, I got the vid, bro. Just kidding, I don't have the vid.
He's in there pissing, touching himself, and then he puts.
I washed my hands.
Yeah, he did that thing where he ran the faucet and sent a text and then shut the faucet off.
Yeah,
I
right.
used the
What, we haven't all done that?
I used the soap.
Listen,
I didn't drop it either.
as much as I love Demolition, I don't think it's a top 25
Agreed.
I think that, after listening to the rest of that list, I think that was just a bone.
for the older generation. Yeah. I also think that Brock Lesnar shouldn't be on here.
No.
As far as entrance themes, I'm not talking about wrestling ability.
Yeah, no.
I think that Undertaker should be higher.
Oh, way higher.
I think that Shinsuke should not be on here.
Agreed.
Everybody else I liked, but probably in different order.
You really going to put CM Punk's in the top 25 of all time?
Of Cult of
I'm going
Personality,
to.
I would.
I agree. I'm going to. And,
I do love his old one. I have it.
I just, in general, I don't think either are in it.
The top 10 are pretty good, I will say. So we'll get to that on our future episode.
The top 10 are really good. I think there is one on here that you could obviously swap out for The Undertaker.
Yeah, it's
But
called any of them.
Pretty much.
you really could, though. You really
But
could, and
if-
then you could be okay.
Out of the ones we talked about, today, what's just everybody pick one favorite?
Undertaker.
Gotta be. It's gotta be The Undertaker.
Yeah. And
I agree.
And honestly, a close second for me, I think, is I almost said Bobby Lashley, Bobby Roode.
Well, I'm gonna say this. My three from today were probably The Undertaker, The Brood, and probably the New Age Outlaws. Those would be my three.
I'd go Undertaker, Bobby Roode, and CM Punk with Killswitch Engage, I guess. But that doesn't count, does it? So
I would go.
Hang on. Fuck, they found us.
Wait,
That's-
it starts off like that.
Oh, shit.
Prime time?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yes.
That's
They
what-
did. They had the siren going. And anyway, back to the point.
I don't think they
My
do.
three, I would pick Undertaker, definitely. I would pick Randy Orton, definitely. And I would pick
Get out of here.
I would pick Edge. And not,
Oh, I forgot about Edge. Edge would be
not in that order. I
There we
think
go.
those three would be of the 15 that we talked about today. That would be 1, 2, 3. Interchange them however you want.
So I'm gonna say this to whoever runs 137pm.com. Shame on you.
Yeah.
You must be a Dave Meltzer supporter.
Well, actually, Shinsuke Nakamura in Japan had better wrestling entrance music.
Guys,
Yes.
we're going to end this episode on that note, but man, the top 10 look better, minus The Undertaker not being in it.
True.
So a spoiler there.
Yep, true.
So,
I can't make it to the next one.
so thank you guys for being here, and the three of us are still going to do the top 10, and we'll have more time to discuss. And happy birthday to actually both of you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
appreciate it,
guys.
guys.
Thank
Mine's
you.
actually today, though, so, you know.
21.
How old are you?
20.
Oh, okay. So,
Well, then you can't be drinking.
I'm not. It's water.
why are you older than your son?
Younger. You mean younger than your son.
Or, yeah, younger than your son. That's what I said.
We're gonna edit this part out later.
And guys, if you go anywhere, away travel is where it's at.
Away travel. Number 1 on my list.
We'll see you next time on the All Bets Are Off podcast.
Peace.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.